Hi, namaste, and thanks for tuning into this video. The gemstone I want to describe today is a 2-for-1. I'm going to talk about two of my all-time favorite stones, Sunstone and Moonstone. Back when I lived in Vancouver, when I was just at the onset of my spiritual awakening, I had the most fun job that anybody can have other than those who are self-employed. I worked for a store called Dragon Space on Granville Island, and part of my job was doing the annual jewelry buy. So the jewelry rep would come, I think she would come from like Montreal or something, with trunks full of stones. And I would get to sit there going through the pieces one by one, deciding what we were going to take for the store's display cases. In one of those jewelry buys, I picked out these two rings. You probably have seen me wear them in some of my videos. I wear them a lot. I used to wear them every day. One is a sunstone and one is a moonstone. The reason I chose these two specific rings, and not only bought them for myself, but bought a bunch for that store, was because they represent being enough unto oneself, being the fulfillment of what we're seeking, being complete. Sunstone is a feldspar mineral that just radiates the energy of sunlight. Crystal healers recommend it for people who suffer from SAD, seasonal affective disorder. That's a disorder where when it's dark in the winter months, as it is now here where I am in Alberta, when it's dark and days end much earlier, the sun starts setting at like 5 p.m., it's freezing, people don't want to go outside much, it's always cloudy. That leads to a feeling of intense lethargy. People sometimes get depressed just because of the lack of daylight. Carrying sunstone, holding sunstone, just looking at the play of light within the sunstone can bring back that summer feeling. It's also a stone that represents the vitality and the life force of masculine energy, that organized, systematic, excited energy that's there within the primordial divine masculine. Moonstone, on the other hand, is a very mystical gem recommended by crystal healers as a stone for intuition. We've heard of feminine instinct or a woman's knowing. That motherly consciousness embodied in a stone is moonstone. Moonstone, it's also a feldspar mineral. It's like the sister of sunstone. It emanates a color spectrum that includes light blues, light purples, and light greens, and it really has a lunar look to it. It's called moonstone because when you look at it in any lighting, it just radiates like the moon. Having the masculinity of sunstone and the femininity of moonstone both together helps us have that vital life force energy that gets things done, that organizes, that plans, that makes things happen, which masculinity is known for, as well as the intuition to discern the right step, to have a clarity about the emotional implications of the choices that we're making, to have that feminine touch. When we wear both sunstone and moonstone together, it reminds us, if we're female, that what we're looking for is not some man to save us and fix us and to make us whole. Or if you're male, what you're looking for is not some girl, some woman to complete you and finish you and make you whole. What we're looking for is the awakening of that inner masculinity or that inner femininity to balance both so that we can take care of ourselves, so that we can get things done. It's interesting, a lot of different sacred scriptures from the past describe to us very perfectly that if we feel like we need somebody else to complete us, that it's necessary to have somebody with another quality because we don't have that quality, what we're going to draw to ourselves in life, who we're going to find, will be somebody else who feels incomplete, somebody else who feels like they're missing something. The relationships we attract are always a reflection of our inner space. So if you feel like you need somebody and you find someone, it's very likely they also feel like they need someone. Now, while in the beginning that might seem like a good thing, eventually it's going to lead to a very, very chaotic attachment. not a love, not a romance, but a codependency. When we first balance our own energy, when we first awaken that inner masculine and inner feminine and feel the wholeness within ourselves, anyone we do attract, if we choose the path of grihasta, if we choose married life as opposed to monastic celibacy, the partner we're going to attract will also be someone who prioritizes completion, who has found balance within his or her own inner space. When the partnership comes from two needy people being in need of each other, the moment one of them gets a little more independent, the other will feel neglected and left behind and will start to try to drag that one down. When both are complete, both will support each other. If one advances, they can pull the other one up without any feeling of neglect or anxiety or sadness or despair. If you're already in a relationship, balancing your masculine and your feminine, balancing your sun and your moon, your solar and your lunar energy, will bring you to that space of completion where you neither feel like you're holding your partner back or like your partner is holding you back. You'll be able to bring that balance into your relationship. And if you're looking to create a relationship, to meet someone, to manifest love in your life, the best thing you can do for yourself first is to bring that balance where you're not looking because it's a compulsion, but where you're attracting somebody else who is complete from the space of your own completion. So Sunstone and Moonstone, two of my absolute favorite gems. And of course, you can find beautiful pieces of jewelry that combine Sunstone and Moonstone that I've made for my Etsy shop. So for example, I'm wearing a very simple little bangle here in this video today. It's a thin wire bangle, looks very dressy, very elegant. It combines one moonstone with one sunstone, just like my favorite pair of rings. And whenever I wear this jewelry, I remember that while romance is beautiful, while love is great, first and foremost, we need to be complete, because then we bring our completion and bless somebody else's life with it, and vice versa. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you again next time. Namaste. So also combining Sunstone and Moonstone, I made these lovely little earrings. They're tiny sleeper hoops, which means they're comfortable enough that you can wear them literally all the time. You can sleep in them, and they're not going to hurt your ears. And from each I've dangled one sunstone and one moonstone for balance. And I've also made some simple little pendant talismans, combining sunstone and moonstone in the one pendant design. These make absolutely gorgeous gifts for anyone you know who's looking to manifest their inner completion, to balance that masculine and feminine energy, to either create love, or if they're choosing a monastic path, if somebody is choosing sannyas or to be celibate, a beautiful symbolic talisman that they can carry to remind themselves that they don't need anything other than what they find within their own self is sunstone and moonstone. So whether you like the bangle, whether you like earrings, whether you like a bracelet that combines these two stones, I'm also going to make some rings, so look for those. You will be able to find them in my Etsy shop. I'll put the link in the video description. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.